Hey everybody, Matt Ball here. So right behind me I've got the new Jackson Knarr, and I've been rigging it for about a week and adjusting things, and I'm going to walk you through and show you how I've got everything rigged out from bow to stern. Maybe you'll have some ideas of some things you might want to do with yours. So let's take a look. So there it is. So that is the 2022 Jackson Knarr. It's an awesome boat. I'm really happy with it. Tons of room. Give you just a little overview here. Everything I've got on it. And now I'm going to just kind of break it down from the front. So start with this. As you see, I've got bunks on my trailer. I wet launched this boat. So somebody's probably going to comment, man, you've got a lot of stuff in that boat. Yeah, I do. And that's what we designed this boat to do. We designed this boat to be able to pack all this gear. And honestly, 99% of the time I'm trailering this thing anyway. So you can put it in the back of your truck. You're probably going to take a lot of this gear out when you do that. But for me, I like to leave it in there and basically be ready to go. If I want to pull out of a boat ramp and move to another one during a tournament, it's real easy to do. So the way I do that, I've got this braided rope. I keep it in the boat at all times, and I hook it to my trailer, back the truck in and just shove the boat off, and it launches. And then I just pull the truck up, unhook the boat, park my truck, come back down, and away I go. It's real quick. So while I'm up here at the front, I'm going to show you these. These are the navigation lights I installed. They're from Yak-Power. Got them from Fishing Online. They're real easy to install, and that's going to make me legal and visible for using my motor. And this thing is rigged up with a motor. So if you go back, since I'm talking about the Yak-Power, I'm going to open up the hatch here. There's the Yak-Power head unit. And it is, I'm just going to keep it in the hatch here, because once I turn it on, it's easy to get to if I need to run up here and turn something off. But normally, I've got this set up. You turn the power on, and then 1 powers up my fish finder, which is right there. 2 powers up my active target module, which I've got mounted right there. Bow is going to power those 2 lights that I just showed you. Mid is going to go to right here, and I've got a power port hooked up to run my front GoPro camera. And then I've got another one. The S is for stern, and I've got another power port right here for my rear camera, and it's right there. So I can plug my cameras in and go. I don't have to worry about charging batteries for my cameras. And I'm running a 256 card, and that'll run me about all day, just fully rolling, and I just delete what I don't need. I'm running all that off of a Dakota Lithium 54 amp hour battery. And if you look, that is hooked. Everything's running through that Yak-Power box. And you can get that through Fishing Online. It's a really neat accessory, and really it's making this thing easy, so I can just basically, at the end of the day, charge that 54 amp hour battery, plug it in at the house or the cabin or wherever I'm at, and just plug in one spot and then turn the power on, and I'm ready to go. So that works really good. As you can see, there's a lot of room in here. The way I mounted this active target unit, I mounted it to a piece of cutting board. If you look there, I just kind of traced out the foam that was in front of it and mounted the active target to that. And then I ran 1 single screw right down through the top of it to secure it. It's in there solid. And everything else is, the wires are all tucked out of the way, and it's just a really clean install for that. Speaking of the active target, let's just talk about that. Here's my Lowrance HDS 9 Live. That's what I'm running everything off of. And here is my active target module, or arm. I've got that running off of fishfindermounts.com box, or unit, or arm, sorry. And it works really well here. I've got it mounted right here on this tri-track that runs the full length of the Jackson Kayak. And I can pull this pin up, slide this over and move it to the inside of the boat when I'm traveling. I've just got it on the outside and I'd show you, but it's hard to do with one hand. But whenever I want to use this, I just drop it down, lower my handle, and it's hitting the boat trailer, but right there, that's my active target. Works really good right there. I ran the wires through a YakAttack through haul port up to the front, and then I used another one right somewhere right here for all of my fish finder wires and communication wires. So that's the active target unit. Works really well that way. The cameras are mounted, I think I already said this, but I can't remember, but cameras are all attached to this Yak-Power unit too. So my transducer is run through this port in the front, and it is covered underneath with a protection cover. I'm going to experiment with leaving that on and maybe taking that off. See if I get a clear reading, but I haven't had time to do a test on that. But I get a pretty good reading with it on there, so I just want to take it off and try that. So here's the pedal drive. This is the new Jackson Mark 4. Great drive. I did upgrade the pedals through Marietta Adventure Company. I got a set of bike pedals, and I just like the feel of them a little better, but the pedals that come on it are just fine. I just feel a little better with those. Here's the tri-track. Now, let's talk about the motor setup. The way I've got my motor, let me show you the motor. So back here, I've got my Torqeedo 1103. It is mounted to a Innovative Sportsman power pole Torqeedo mount. It's a really solid mount. I've got my power pole mounted. That lets me use the power pole and the motor at the same time. The way I've got this ran, Jackson has places for you to run tubing. I just flared tubing, ran it from there up here to the place. It's got a place where they designed a place for it to come out right somewhere, right here. Ran the tube there, ran that Spectra cable through it, and then I mounted the Innovative Sportsman, or not Innovative Sportsman, the Select Design sliding foot pegs to some YakAttack 90-degree mounts with using some T-bolts, and just mounted it right up. Super easy. I will put a separate video out on how to do this, but it is so easy. You just need to buy these 90-degree mounts and some T-bolts to replace the hardware that comes with the 90-degree mounts, and you can hook it right up. It works good. Got that on both sides. So I've got my reverse lock running down the side through this tri-track, through a couple eyes back to where I can lock the reverse. And then I've got the same thing on the other side. I've got it running down for my motor lift. So, and that's just some paracord. It's some YakAttack paracord that I'm running. It all runs back there. It works really good. This thing, I'm getting about a little over 6.3 miles an hour with all this gear in there with my Torqeedo after I adjusted it a little bit. I'm sure you could get a lot more if you took some of the weight out of here, but that's why I wanted this boat. I want to pack all that weight in there. I want to take all this stuff, and you know, I'm a gear hog. I like taking gear with me. So this is my little bass boat. So my Torqeedo throttle is mounted on a Torqeedo mount, or a YakAttack mount right there, right beside the YakAttack paddle holder, the side loader. And I've got my bending branches paddle hooked right there, and you can strap it down to where it's secure. This boat will paddle really nice. When I paddle, I'm gonna I'll be taking this off, and but if you need to paddle, this boat will paddle. So see what else. in front of the drive, if there's plenty of room here for a big battery, or what I'm using here is either going to be a soft-sided cooler. I've got a Yeti cooler that'll fit here, but right now I've got a Z-Man, the smaller Z-Man plastics bag. I've got that sitting right there. So we got in-haul rod storage, and I've heard a lot of people talk about how they felt like these foot pegs would get in the way of your rods. And to an extent, they sort of do, but not a lot. But I went ahead and I made a little modification. So when you're actually sitting here in this boat, as high as these foot pegs are up, your heel kind of stays put on the deck here, and your toe just kind of slides forward and back. So you're not really sliding your foot along your rods. But I thought, well, your feet do touch them, especially on this side over here where I put spinning rods. So what I did, I just took a YakAttack eye, some bungee, and a ball. And I just mounted that to the deck. And all I've got to do, and I put a YakAttack screw ball up here on the tri-track, made me a little bungee, and I can just hook my rods, and that takes them, as you can see, they're completely out of the way of the foot pegs on both sides. There's a little better look at what I did. So it's real easy. Just get you a YakAttack eye, a piece of bungee, and a ball, and you can mount, just kind of tie it up off the side. It's real easy. I made it big so I can grab it real easy with this big knob on the end of it, and it's real easy to hook. So I'll definitely, I think I'll like that. Plus, when I'm transporting the kayak, it just gives it another place to secure your rods so they're not bouncing around, because right now I've got 6 rods stored inside the deck, and they're all attached to the rod holder that comes with the boat. I've got them adjusted to where I like them, and it works really well. So I'm real happy with that. So if you go on back here, there's plenty of room under the seat here. I'm sure I'll find something I want to put under there. Actually, both Torqeedo batteries will fit under there, and I might do that. But the problem is, if you do that, if you have a standard Torqeedo mount, it will be fine. But because of my extended mount, my cable is not quite long enough, so I need an extension for my communication cable to my motor, and if I want to put my batteries under the seat. So I might do that, but right now it seems to be working fine. Here I've got the 16 by 16 brand new YakAttack Black Pack Pro, and I've got attached to the front of it the Jackson multi-box that comes with this kayak. It's a great place to just store line and scent and just cut offs, things that you're using throughout the day. It works really good on this Black Pack Pro. I've had the 13 by 16 in here, and then I just tried this 16 by 16, and probably gonna leave it because there is a ton of room in this thing. I've got mine oriented this way. Got all kinds of stuff in there. I haven't even really adjusted it yet. I just put as much stuff in there as I could. But those latches work really good. I've got 4 rod holders on the back, and I can also put 2 rod holders on each side, but with the internal rod storage, this and these, I really just chose to leave it off. There's my rear camera. What else? So that's pretty much it. Some of the modifications I made, like I say, the bungee here for the rods, I don't think it's 100% necessary, but it will be nice. But that's my setup. I'm really happy with it. I run all my kayaks with the kayak cushion, and if you look here, I've got them strapped on there, but I actually like that's the firm pad on the bottom. That gives me just a little more height, and it just puts my hips just at the right place for me. I'm 6 foot tall, and that puts me at a real comfortable pace to pedal this thing all day. It just works out good for me. You may not need that. The seat's very comfortable without it. I just really like them. They're just something I've been putting on all my boats, and I probably will continue. So Plenty of room under the seat. Like I say, this is the new high-low seat. I did strap the seat in the high position just because I don't take the seat out when I'm traveling, and that's just a little extra security. So I just took a piece of an old lashing strap and just kind of strapped it in there. It's easy to take off if I want, and if I want to lower the seat down or take the seat out. So it's just a little security. That's pretty much it. If you, I'll just kind of do a quick walk around, and all the new rudder steering. It's awesome, works great. It's nice and out of the way, easy to get to. I'm real happy with the way the rudder on this new kayak is. So you can kind of set it and let the boat do a little drift. It works really well. So let's do a little walk around, and then I think I'm gonna get off of here. So that's it. That is my 2022 Jackson Knarr. You can get almost all these products aside from the boat. Fishing Online carries them. About all the YakAttack products. It's just it's a really nice boat. I'm really happy with the way it turned out, and I'm excited. I'll be heading to Tennessee to fish a Hobie event here in about a week. So I'm looking forward to getting the first tournament under my belt with this thing. I've got to get my stickers on it. I've got my registration and everything in the truck. I just got to get my daughter to use her Cricut and make me some stickers for the side, and we'll be ready to go. So anyway, y'all take care, and if you got any questions, shoot me a message, and I'll be happy to answer anything I can. Y'all take care. God bless.